Hey, it's Trevor here, and I'm out on my morning run, and I gotta tell you, it is cold. I think it's 16 degrees this morning. So here's my question for you. What's it gonna take to get you to follow through on whatever it is you said you want to do? So welcome to another edition of Greatness Quest, helping you become your best. And over the last few episodes, we've talked about what's your dream? What's your why? What is it that you want? What's your drive? And today we're going to talk about discipline. What's it going to take to get you to actually follow through? And today I'm celebrating 1,176 days where I've exercised every single day in a row. Now, that's pretty cool. I can't even believe it. My wife helped me with the math. I didn't even know that that's over 3 years. 3 years of every single day. I haven't missed a day that I've exercised for at least 20 minutes. Now, that's when I've been sick. That's when I've been traveling. It doesn't matter what the issue was. I've always done it. That's not the way it's always been. You know, the truth is that a few years ago, I was disgusted. And let me stop for a second. I was disgusted with myself. You know, I don't know if you know my story, but I lost everything. I lost my houses. I lost my stuff. I lost my girl. I lost even my daughter. And now she didn't die, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. But I was actually homeless. Now, you know, at that point, you know, I was so upset with myself because that's not who I am at my core. But I've been running these patterns, and at the time, you know, we're talking about discipline right now. The last thing in the world I was disciplined. You know, if anything, I used to say I'm consistently inconsistent. So I then got this book, and one of the chapters was about discipline. And I realized that up until that point, for me, being disciplined meant being caged. I didn't want anybody telling me what to do. I didn't even want to do what I told myself I wanted to do because it felt like it was going to hold me back. Look, I didn't even know what discipline meant to me. So I first needed to redefine what it meant. And for me, I started to realize that discipline actually, instead of caging me, actually equaled freedom. That it was all the freedom, all the things I ultimately wanted, that's what discipline could give me. And that's what I was missing. So I'm going to give you 3 things right now that I use to improve my discipline. So number 1 is you've got to define what discipline means to you. So in the context of me exercising, I decided that for me, what discipline meant is discipline would give me freedom to have all the things that I wanted to have, be the guy that I wanted to be. But when it came to exercise, what I thought is, you know what? I'm going to commit to every day. If I can do that, every day, wouldn't that be incredible? So that's what I created as my discipline. Now, the second thing, but you got to decide, which means you cut off all other options. It's no longer a should, it's an absolute must, which is why we talked about your dream and your why and all that. So you got to decide, cut it off, burn the bridges. And then the last D here on your 3 little things is don't stop until. You know, it's so easy to give up. It's so easy to say, I'll do this for a little while. But don't stop until you get it, until you follow through and truly get your results so that it can set you free. So I'll give you a little example here. It's my wife. I want to have an amazing relationship with her. So one of the disciplines we have in our relationship is every night we ask questions, and we don't miss a night. It doesn't matter where we're traveling. If we're not in the same place, you know, we might be in different time zones, and we'll make sure that every night we ask each other, what do you love? What do you accomplish today? What are you grateful for today? What makes you feel loved? What makes me feel loved? And what do I love about the other person? We do that every single day because we are committed to creating an extraordinary relationship. Now, you might define one of your disciplines as being weekly. So, for example, I'm now making these Greatness Quest videos weekly. That's one of my decisions. I cut off all other options, and I've defined what discipline actually means to me in this area. You know, another thing I'm doing is I'm interviewing some of my mentors and some of the coolest people I've ever met who've helped me so much in my life. I'm doing that once a month. So you need to decide what it is that you want, define what discipline really means to you so you can follow through and don't quit until. So here's the deal. I know it's not easy. In fact, you know, anytime you're doing something new, it's hard. And I gotta say, it's not always fun. I don't necessarily like being out here in 16 degrees doing my exercise. So you just gotta decide that you're gonna make it happen. And even when it gets hard, because here's the deal. You know, I lost everything. And, you know, when I lost my daughter, what that means is my daughter's mother and I were dating, and we were in love, and I really wanted the relationship to work out. And right around the time that I lost everything and I filed my bankruptcy, and, you know, my girlfriend left me. And she not only left me, but she took our daughter, left the state. And then I was homeless. I was actually living at friends' houses. I stayed in one friend's, in his house, and his sister had a room in the house, and it was a lime green room, and that was my room. That's where I lived as a, I was in my 30s, and I'm like broke and at a very low time in my life, and then I stayed at another friend's house, and I, stayed in the attic. Then he put me in the basement, and that was my home. And that's the quality of life I created for myself. So please don't wait. Like, don't wait for it to get that bad. You don't have to lose everything. I don't know why I had to do that to myself. It really sucked. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody, but like, it doesn't matter how bad it gets. There's always a way out. And hopefully this has been helpful. So here's the deal. I'm going to send you on your way. Go out on your own greatness quest to become your best. And remember, as long as you're alive, you have the power to rise. So if you can look up, you can get up. So eyes up, chest up, step up, and go out and make your dreams and your life awesome. Take it to the next level. I'll see you next week.
I had a dream about an hour ago.
So I'll give you a little example here. Every day I exercise because that's one of the decisions I made. And no matter what, at least for 20 minutes, and sometimes a lot more, but sometimes it'll just be a run or it'll be whatever. But I've made that decision every single day.